welcome for this new episode of Embers Adrift weekly community show. Welcome to all of you on Twitch TV and welcome to all of you on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed yourself today and that you will like this little show that I've prepared for you. Today there will be less talk than usual. We will be talking about the patch notes and the new things that have been introduced this week, as well as some theory crafting by one of our community member, which is all of the secret of Nupiter. Nupiter being the unofficial name of our beautiful planet in the sky. And then we will have some gameplay as usual. So, let's get started immediately. We are already in June. So, which means that no matter how we look at it, we are approaching closer and closer to the release date, which may be something very exciting for some of you, but very stressing for us in the team, because we know that no matter how much we work, there will be not enough work done. There will be more improvement that could have been put in place, more content that could have been added. At least that's how we see it. And so we have to turn down our own vision and our own ambition to just offer the best experience possible for our players without being too overly ambitious and sometimes simplifying some of the ideas that we originally had. So that's a little bit the sacrifice that creators need to do when they need to release something, because when you have ideas, it's never enough, it's never finished, and yet the game needs to release one day. So we're working extra hard on that. Everyone in the team, may it be the tech team, they're working super hard to bring more system and more content to the game. The art team is working on new creature, on new armor. We have the dungeon that are being developed right now, and of course we have the lore team, which is working on quests. So all quests are starting to be written up and wait to be implemented in the game once the quest system will be put in place. And the quest system will be put in place once the guild system will be put in place, which is something that one of our dev is currently working on. So we cross our fingers, so all of that job is soon done and we can show it to you for you to test it. Alright, so what's news this week? Here are the patch notes. Welcome to June. A lot of back-end work was done this week to support incoming change. See the work in progress section. However, we were able to sneak in a number of bug fixes, QoL update and minor design improvement for your enjoyment. So if you want to read all of the patch notes, I invite you to check out that thread directly on our forum, or to check Alice Blue video. Every week she's reading the patch notes for you. So if you don't like to read them yourself, you prefer have a lovely voice that are reading them for you while you're doing something else, well, check out Alice Blue YouTube channel. She's doing that every week and more. She also have a live stream on our Twitch TV and our Trovo, which is a new streaming platform. New stuff, that's what we are talking about this week. And you see this? That's really beautiful. This is an Ember monoliths. You probably have seen those Ember monoliths in game already. They served as decoration just to put a little bit of spice in the landscape. Oh, spice, what am I saying? Of ember in the landscape. But now they do have a very precise function. That being said, this is really the first iteration of that new system, and you may expect some change from that. We are waiting for your feedback, obviously, so check out those Ember monoliths, find them all, catch them all through the world, and give us our feedback. So what it is? Strange new monolithic structure have started appearing through the world. It is rumored that they are all somehow connected to each other. Some even claim to have found a way to manipulate the energy to their benefit. In this week's build, Ember monoliths are now discoverable point of interest. Each zone has a single monolith. Once you have discovered 2 or more, you can use them as a means of fast travel. Simply right-click on them and select your destination from the context menu. So the Ember monolith will work like way shrine, waypoints, Azot, altar, whatever you want to name it. It's a fast travel system that has been put in place according to the very heavy feedback from our community in relation to travel time. We have been discussing this subject thoroughly last week, so if you want to have a glimpse of the discussion we had, you can check out last week's episode. It's over there. But basically, the discussion has been how much fun is it to travel through the world. You have really one school of player that really enjoy exploration and enjoy the journey that you have to do from one point to another. I belong to this school of player. I really like exploring. That being said, I'm an explorer archetype. So I like wandering around, I like to run, I find that fun. I think for me, to just do, I'm going to point A to point B, that's a goal in itself. And I'm very happy with that. But for some other player, it's not the case. For some other player, they want to focus on the action, on the dungeon run, on playing with your friend and having fun. And so they would like to skip a little bit faster the roads and the journey, especially if it's the 100th time they have done it. So both point of view are perfectly understandable, and you cannot say who is right, who is wrong, but we needed to find a compromise, and those Ember monoliths are this compromise. It's the first iteration, so if you have further feedback, please give it to us. May you want it one way or another, just say your feeling, share your honest thought regarding this. We want all the feedback from every player. So some little details to speak about. Some things to keep in mind for the future regarding the monoliths. Location are first draft. They may be moved in the future. Location are not necessarily safe and may have dangerous creatures around them. Nearby spawn will likely be adjusted. So I can tell you already that some of the monoliths are in dangerous area. So you will want to travel fast to discover them or bring some friends to do this first discovery. So each monolith needs to be discovered first, and it will not be the least adventurous way of traveling, because you will arrive in a place surrounded with mobs and maybe you will have to fight them or to run away from them. So be careful about that. They are currently free to use. Be aware, however, that we fully intend to add an Ember Essence cost when that system comes online. Those costs will likely be proportional to the distance between them. For example, South New Haven to Red Shore will be more expensive than Dryfoot to Red Shore. To reiterate, in the future, those will cost resource to use. We're really underlying this because we are a little bit afraid that the community will revolt when suddenly the price will be happening, because the price will be happening. It's free for now because the system is not complete. Okay? So it's meant to be costly and not to be free. If it's free for now, it's because it's not finished. But we still have those in place so you can fast travel and rejoin your friends faster. So context menu is still a work in progress. So we are iterating the game every week. There's plenty of change, and we always ask the feedback every week about those changes to our community. And we really listen to what they have to say and discuss internally, and then we make up our decision to what we are willing to try, what we're not willing to try, etc., to find in general the compromise between our vision. We want to really stay true to the game we wanted to offer to people, while still being a little bit adaptative, because we know that there's a lot of features that are a little bit hardcore, or at least on the hardcore side, that does not really work well for a more casual playtime, etc. So we are really paying attention to every type of feedback. The person that really want to have this honest, authentic, old school dish experience, and while still paying attention to the fact that people do not have 15 hours a day to invest in a game. They may have limited amount of time, and what we really want is to have people having an adventure with friends. That's our main goal, is to have players having an adventure with their friends. And so if there's anything that can alter or hinder the easiness to group up with other people, we know that we need to pay attention to that, because the goal is to really encourage players to play together easily, to group up and make up adventures and having fun and having nice memories to share. And the travel time is important, because when you imagine you have one person which is in one place of the map and the other is on the other side of the map, that can hinder playtime together, because that person over there might not have the 20 minutes to run. Maybe that person have just 40 minutes to play. So will this person want to spend 20 minutes out of those 40 to just travel? Maybe not. So we need to find ways to allow players to group up easily. There's plenty of ideas about that, but this is the first iteration of a kind of fast travel system. That being said, we are still keeping the need of traveling and exploring the area, because there's only one monolith per zone, and our zone are huge, and you need to have explored it and discovered it first to be able to unlock the way. I think every game are doing that. You need to do that first, right? But you don't have any monoliths close to each other, so you cannot skip and do jump, like rabbit jump through a zone. So you will still have to walk from the monolith to the area of the zone you want to go. But it might be easier to gather your group over there or something like that. Well, that's basically it, really, so to speak, because everything else is work in progress. Then again, I really recommend you to check out the whole thread if you want to know more about all of the details. But it's always interesting to see what we are working on, because very often we do have a remark or request, oh, it would be really nice if the game had this, or it would be really nice if that change would be implemented, or we would like to have more creators to fight. All of that stuff is work. Yes, it's being worked on, but we are a very small team. We are only 11 developers, a very few contractors, so we can only produce so much. We are quite limited by time, manpower, and resource. So we do our very best and we work very hard to provide the best game possible, but we have those limitations. So there is a little time in between everything. But be assured that we're working on new dungeons, we are working on new creature, there are new armor visual that are going to come up in game, and we're working on the quest, NPC dialogue, and everything related to the lore, as well as guild system. That's being worked on as well. So all of those points are currently being worked on, and they will come up when they can. So as soon as possible. We are following a sort of priority list, and sometimes there's like a bottleneck where, you know, there's a pile of tasks that need to be done before another one can be worked on. That's how it is. So thank you very much for your patience, and be assured that we are working really hard to make this game as best as possible with our capacities, because we acknowledge fully that we're a small team, a small indie studio, and so that it will not be the next World of Warcraft, right? Or the next Final Fantasy XIV. Thank you, Feldon. That's very nice to read. For such a small team, you guys make great progress every week. We can say that Undone is really, and I need to underline it every week, is doing an amazing job, because I know how hard he's working every week. And everyone is working very hard, of course, but he's particularly working very hard. So I want to commend his efforts. And now we have unlocking the secret of Nupiter. That will be the topic in the community creation, even if it's a topic, it's not a video or something like that. But I find it really, really interesting. We have one member that was very excited about the new planets which serve you as navigation system. This is something I've already shown you in game, that we were not giving you a compass in your interface, we were giving you a compass in the sky. So you do have this big planet in the north giving you a very clear indication where the north is. You don't need to have a compass now, you have your map and you have the big planet, and now you know where you are. In addition, this week we have added something which is a little highlights to the point of interest you are visiting. For now, there's only the Ember Ring that will show a highlight, so it's just a little circle around the point where you currently are, but that will give you a little idea of where you're situating yourself on the map. That will be it too. Don't expect to see a little GPS tracker to see your movement on the map. You will not have that. But this little highlight, at least when you are arriving to an Ember Ring, you know which Ember Ring you are at. So you have this on your map, and the planet in the sky. You have no excuses to be lost. Really, you don't. It's just a little bit more immersive than a GPS in your interface. And Feldon is saying, oh my god, I love the new zone, it's so pretty, but spider hell, I got lost and died like 5 times trying to get my back away from the spider. Yes, the spiders are really bad. There's a spot very, very dangerous with the spider. Now I have learned my way to avoid that particular area, because it has been tricky. I got my group wiped several times as well with those spiders. Even when you are with a full group, it's pretty tough, because when you just start up this zone and you're just level 26, now as a reminder, you have the possibility to drink a boost potion that you can find in a special shop on the other side of the city wall in North New Haven, and you can boost yourself up to level 6, up to level 12, or up to level 26. However, you do not have the equipment that goes together with it. So you may be level 26, but you will still have your starting gear or your level 10 gear. But that being said, it's already little bypass for you to test more efficiently the game. Those potions will be only available during the beta, and maybe not all the time during the beta, and it's only to allow you to test the game further and to not have to re-level your character every time there is a wipe, because we still have regular wipe and you may not want to re-level a character every single time. So here you go, you have your little boost potion to help you out with that. So you want to go and try the new zone, you take your potion, up your level 26, and then you can start it up. And what's happening? You are facing the spiders, and the spiders are red, and you die, and you lose your bag, and you need to grab your bag back again, and then you get killed by another spider, etc, etc. It's very fun. But there's way there's way to be very smart about this, and we had to show some creativity last week. All right. So, unlocking the secret of Nupiter, written by our community member Xin. Important note, the game is in development and I was just informed that the rotation of our world may be off with the sun rising in the west. If it is adjusted to rise in the east, reading the clock of Nupiter will be reversed. So, and that's what happened exactly. The rotation of the world has been fixed last week, so now its whole thread has not been edited since then, but I find it was fun and enjoyable. So first he called it Nupiter because he find that the planet looks like Neptune and Jupiter merged together to give a new planet, and he's kind of right, because you have this kind of texture to our planet while a clear blue color. Therefore, it is Nupiter. That's not the official name of the planet, by the way. But it's fun. And so it's explaining how you can navigate while using this planet. And it does also have the theory that the planet is actually a clock. So you can see, tick, 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 tick. The rotation of the planet will give you the time of the game. So obviously you can do /time and you will have the time of the game, of your local time, but also the in-game time. But now you do have that in the sky, so while checking the planets, you will be seeing the time it is, because it works like a clock. I think it's a very interesting thread. It's very fun to read. It's nice theory crafting. So if you are enjoying some type of theory crafting and lore things and excited about the movement of the planets that we have in the sky, check out that thread. So I'm not reading it for you, because you need to check it out for yourself, and then you can put a little like at the end. You never noticed that? Yeah, you have a very heavy... it's funny because Xin was someone who was kinda on the team of having a compass in game, and then he discovered Nupiter, and he make all kind of theory crafting about Nupiter. He's really excited to be able to guide his step with the planets, and he has like really developed some theory crafting about it, about the shadows that you have, etc, etc. So it's quite interesting to read, like seriously. Faldon is saying you can still get majorly lost in that new zone. There are so many redwood trees. It's really hard to find a planet in the sky, or when it's really cloudy, it's hard to see. Yeah, that's kind of true. At the same time, for some reason, I find myself to start to recognize the landscape better. It's quite interesting. I really like the new zone. I will not say it's my favorite, because I really like Midland as well. And I must say, Dryfoot by night is really gorgeous, because a desertic zone is always gorgeous by night. You have this really blue sky, and then all the openness with the very white grounds, and it gives a nice contrast. Make me think of Arabian Nights tales, obviously. Even if it's not a desert like the Sahara, it's more dry, more like an American desert, I would say. But still, it's nice. Anyway, that's all I have to say for this week. And that's it. So we do always have new feature in the game, new quality of life feature. So here, that's the last time I went online. You can see the planet here. If you read The Secret of Nupiter, you can now utilize the planet as a clock, if you want. And here we are in the spider area that Feldon was speaking about earlier. So we're going to nicely and gently make our way back. We don't want to stay here. Here's a little exile camp, but they are really aimed for group content, not for solo player. So we need to avoid that. So once you explore the game, you know what area are kind of safe for solo player and what area are to avoid. And that's really it. When you're solo playing in Embers Adrift, it's a question of avoiding certain area, like here. So we turn off the torch and we crouch. No, it's too late. It's too late. Let's see if I can run. I will not be able to run that. Ah, no, that's my doom. This is the really doom area. With that bridge, you see that bridge over the dry river? That's where you have horrible spiders that you don't want to fight. There's plenty of spider everywhere in the woods. Unfortunately, I did log off there. That's very sad. Very sad time. Like, yeah, there we go. I had no chance of recovering from this. La. We will have to find our bags. Yeah, starting great. That was my world the other day, yeah. And I'm super far away. Like, I'm super far away from my bag. Of course I could cheat and everything, huh? I'm a GM, but we are not doing that. We're playing the game seriously. Like any player would. Yeah, Nina Moxie, horrible spiders in the forest. They're horrible. Well, the spiders in Embers Adrift are really mean because they are generally slowing you down, poisoning you, sapping you, making you sleep. You cannot run from them. They are very fast. So you know when you see a spider that's too high level for you, you're going to be dead. If you see a bear or another creature, maybe you still have a chance to get away. But the spider, no. So that was really not the area to log off. Like really not the area to log off and then log back in game alone. At that point, not good. No, this Ember Ring is not close at all. Actually, there's an Ember Ring that I think is closer than that one, but yeah. It's beautiful too. I'm a lonely adventurer in the night. Yay, Shandar, hello! Did you receive your giveaway? All right. Now I'm still recovering. So you can see that my bag is on the other side of the map. It's indicated on my portrait by a little skull and an arrow, which means that all of the content of my bag is locked. I cannot access it at the moment. Yes. And so I will only have access to those 15 times smoked coarse lean meats. Really will have to start cooking more meat. I've not paid attention to crafting last week, and I will have to do that. $4%. But you know, Nina, this is actually not a moon. It's a planet. We are the moon. We are on the moon of the big planet. Isn't that cool? Yeah. I love that idea. We're on the satellite. No, I would like to have Undone one day on the show explaining exactly all of the theory crafting related to the planets in detail. No, I'm super happy, Shandar, because you have been waiting for a long time. So I'm glad that it's done now and that you have your giveaway. So now we were going to have to run through the woods and avoid all of the creatures that we can find in the woods. First, let's eat a little bit of pine smoked coarse lean meat to give us some courage. That food is for level 1 to 10 too, and I'm a level 26, so it's really a weak food. But what we are going to do, oh no, it's a yellow one, so I'm going to avoid yellow creature. Yellow creature are a little bit higher level than you. You can fight them, of course, and maybe even defeat them, but it's not the most efficient way to level up. So what you will want to do is to always find white or blue or green creature. Well, green might be a little too low for you and might not give you as much experience, but white and blue, that will be the type of creature you want to kill. Because blue is just a little bit below you, white is exactly your level. And that's the most efficient way of gaining experience. Okay, so here we do have a big ring. Is it already the ring with the ember ring? With the ember pillar? No, I don't think so. Because the ember pillar is in a ring a little bit like that. Fill it with bats. What level are those bats? Oh, no, no, no. They are yellow and 2 chevron. So we don't want those bats. 2 chevron mean that the content is aimed for a small group of 2 or 3 players. I'm alone, I don't want to fight 2 chevron creature. I will probably not be capable of fighting a 2 chevron creature, especially not a yellow one. Your level is here. At the bottom of the bar, so it's written in very small. I'm 26 was this character. Otherwise, no, not in my inventory, but in my codex, you will see also that my adventure level is 26 and my spec is 26 as well. That can be different. Let's say that I am forgetting about my spec because really I don't want to be a duelist anymore and I want to be a sentinel instead. So I can forget my duelist and then I will restart sentinel at level 1, of course, level 6. Meaning that I will not have access to all of my spell. I will have still access to all of the base spell, but not the spec spell. Ah, here we have an exile. That's a white exile, so I could get that guy. So I'm taking my crossbow. So I have builds that were more aimed for a group. So it should be fine too. There we go. So now I'm using my staff because my staff will be more efficient for facing a creature. in the sense where my staff has position bonus plus 30 hits when I am facing my targets. I'm going to first add myself. So the staff is really good for soloing as a supporter. There we go, my creature is defeated, but I cannot loot it. Why? Because I don't have my bag anymore. My bag is still at the spider. Huh? Right? So there we go. So Bruton, welcome to the game. Here you're immediately saying not leveling content. Well, yes, it is still leveling content, but I mean, it's not the beginner content. Ah! We have a wolf. The wolf will see me. Because the wolf see from afar. So I'm going to get the wolf. Before he can get me. There we go. I'm adding serration on my weapon. So that's a little buff. That I like to use in groups. So I can give some bleeding to the damage of some other people. With a berserker, I think it's nice. First aid myself, so I'm not in trouble. So I like to kind of top my health on, because we never know with those creatures. There we go. I should be good. Just one last. I don't think that weak point is the best spell for soloing, actually. So for soloing, I have not really found my best spec for soloing, but I think I would rather have this instead. Because weak points, it's a very nice debuff, but it lasts very long on the creature, so you don't have to reapply it a lot. While here it's making the creature bleeding more. So I am going to remove the... Thank you so much, Feldon. Okay, so we're still going to search our bag. So I'm solo playing in Red Shore Forest, which is a high level zone, or at the moment it's high level. Later it will be middle level. Okay, here we have an exile again. And we have plenty of ants and everything. Okay. It's a 2 chevron. Alright. So I am going to try. That will be probably too hard for me. So I am going to crouch. And hopefully that exile will not see me. It's going further. So that will be good. So I don't really want to fight 2 chevron creature. They're in for a group of people and I'm alone. But we're approaching the area of the spiders. Crouching is very efficient to lower your threats. How is the sound, by the way, related to the music? Is it still alright? And look at this beautiful sky. It's really nice. Alright. So I bet there's some spider in the tree over here. I'll still go on the edge. And hopefully I can avoid too much creatures. Okay. Of course I don't see much. So you can see that even though the game is a lot lighter. Here we are, the area. This is the dry forest, the dry river beds, the bridge. I see a doom spider in the bushes over there. So we need to be very careful. Once I got my bag, I will grab my bag and run. That's the strategy. Hello, hello, Leon Hearts. I am playing a duelist. Usually I play my supporter only in group content, which is why... Oh shit. Okay. Someone saw us. So we just have to hope for the best now. So grab the bag and we continue to run. And oh shit. Because you know they are like so one of the really nice aspects of the duelist is that spell, which is instant. It doesn't cost so much stamina and you can cast it while moving. Ah shit. No. There we go. Let's do this. Outrunning spiders is almost impossible. But I got my bag back. And we're a little bit further. Ah, oh, come on! A potion, maybe? I will die again, but here in this area... No, there is no mount in the game. You will have to run with your feet. You hate spider? Yeah, those spiders are really bad. Oh, but I'm spawning at a different area, so that's better. That's already better. That's a good news. It is possible to escape from them from the spider. It's very difficult, to be honest. The spiders, it's really the area you don't want to. The thing is that the last time I played, I probably have swapped character to help someone, or I don't remember what I've done, but I left my character that was supposedly in a group right in the middle of an area full of spider. So it's my own fault. That's not where you leave your character before you log off. Especially when you were in a group. So I was in a group fighting. In a group it's fine, because you're several person and then you can handle this. But now I'm left alone and I respawn here, and so I'm like, well, you know. That's why in this game you really want friend. When you're playing solo, it's absolutely possible to play solo entirely the whole game, except certain type of content, of course, that are aimed for group, but you can level up all of your character by yourself. But you will have to be careful. You will have to know which spot and which area you can go, because a lot of those areas will be too dangerous for a solo player. So it's much more comfortable to play with a group. That's why we created the game that way. We want to encourage players to play together. But we also want to leave the opportunity of players to play by themselves if they are in the mood of playing by themselves, or don't have much time to focus on the game at the moment. You have just like 30 minutes to play and you want to do a little bit of this and that by yourself. But yeah, it will require you to be smart and to know a little bit where you go. Here it's just bad luck. I was right in the middle of the spider area. Welcome back, Smartbone. So, by the way, Rita, no question is stupid. That's why the show is here. So you can ask the question, and it doesn't matter if the question has been asked before 100 times. It's alright. You don't have to know everything. I'm here to answer all of your questions. Alright. So here again, I will need to get my bag back. Alright. So now we are at this little camp over here, and I'm going to show you because that camp is actually the exit to dry foods. So if you're going through this cave, yeah, there I didn't want to cross it too far, but there we go. You are going to dry foods. So you have two entrances to arrive to Red Shore, which is our newest zone and the highest level one so far. And you can access to Red Shore Forest through Meadowlands in the north, in the northwest, or Dry Food in the northeast. Hello, Valiant Streaming. Hi, hi. How are you doing? And the server will open in 2 hours from now, a little bit less than 2 hours from now. So here we are in Dry Food. So Dry Food, very different. Of course, we're the night, so you can see it a little bit less well. But Dry Food is a desertic, very vast area. So we'll take the chance to show you the scope of the area. Yeah, there is plenty over there as well. So here you can see the map. That's the map of Dry Food. I've not discovered all of it with this character. I will be honest with you, this is a boosted character. She was level 13 and I glubbed a potion to be level 26 so I could do the new area. And well, I will take the chance to show you one of the new features that we have this week that I cannot show you in Red Shore Forest because we still don't have the map. The map will come, but we don't have it yet at the moment. So this is just a work in progress. The map will come. Some people were afraid that we will not have any map for Red Shore Forest, but yes, we will have a map. For every zone, there will be a map. Originally, we didn't want a map for our game, but then we decided to do... It's not super accurate, and it's a drawn map. So you can see that you have a little highlight on the map when you arrive by an embering, so you know which embering you are at. That will also happen with some point of interest. Thank you, Valiance. I think that it has been highly improved because it's still dark. And you could make it even darker if you wanted by using the option in the video, and you can do the exposure adjustment. But I wanted it to have on the light side because it rests my eyes. While I kinda enjoyed the fact that you were losing yourself in game, and I really enjoyed the theory about the dark night, it was very straining my eyes. And so in the end I was just hoping for the day. And when you have a feature which is like that, where you're just hoping for, can the night be done, please? My eyes hurt. Then it's not that of a great feature. While here, it's already much nicer. It's still dark. You still need to pay attention. Alright, the night is dark and full of terror, yes. But at least it lets you adjust a little bit your screen, and also... You know, if you prefer to have it super dark or you prefer to have it a little less dark. So if you have any question, related to the game, do not hesitate to ask. I will try to anticipate your question and share your sayings, but there we go. So we are back in Red Shore and we need to have our bag. The bag is shown that you have lost it because you have a little skull. Your inventory is unavailable to you until you find your belongings. I could forfeit it, I could say, okay, I don't care about that bag. But the reality is I care very much about everything I have in my bag. Zootastic, it's too dark, it will dissuade many players. They definitively need to discuss luminosity control. We have already done that a lot. This is a discussion we had a lot and it has been vastly improved. Have you seen the game before, Zootastic? Like when it was really dark? Because here it's not dark. In comparison to what it was before, I mean. But you are very welcome to share your feedback related to that. However, you will probably enter into a heated discussion because you really have the people that are, yeah, it's not dark enough now, and the people that, well, most people are happy now, actually. I think the major feedback we have, oh yeah, it's really nice. But we still have some people that, yeah, you know, think that it's not dark enough. Valiant Streaming is saying, I like the darkness. I think they have a very nice balance. Night need to feel like night, otherwise just have 24 hours daylight. But it's more like the darkness in our game is not meant to be aesthetic. Like in a lot of MMORPG, you have night, but it's more for a lore point of view. Here it's meant for purpose. It was very much a key feature in our game where we built upon, where you need your torch, you need to be careful, there's other mobs during the night. For example, during the night, you have the torch bugs. The ember flies. Torch bugs are in ESO. You have ember flies and plenty of other creature actually. So you do have a different cycle of creature. And it's aimed, you have this in addition with the no minimap, no compass too. The compass is here in the sky now. Look at this beautiful compass. Always know where the north is. It's really aimed to have and to bring the sense of danger, mystery and adventure. It's not just to be pretty. Yeah, the lighting sliders, exactly, and we are on the lighter side. So I could have it darker if I wanted. So, but I cannot have it lighter, that's the lightest I will have with my computer. You need to restart the game to have it change as well. So that's not something that was aimed to force you to restart your game, obviously. But at the moment, that's how it is. Enjoy your pile analogy. So Smartbone is saying, I have an idea. What if you make an occasional snowy day in the game just to make the game a little challenging? You make the screen white and the ground icy and slippery and fighting a little harder. I think we are planning to have weather and seasonal things in the game, but that will not be implemented now because we have plenty of other things on the priority list to work on. But Zootastic, have you tried to restart your game? Because a lot of us did discover that we needed to restart the game to have it changed. No, that's not what I meant. I mean, oh, my bag is just here. Oh, that's good. I'm out of the spider area, guys. Oh, this is so good. No, what I mean is that to have it effective, you need to restart the game. So if I'm changing now, it will not change anything. I will need to restart the game to have it changed. Now it's maybe completely broke. That might be possible. I don't know. Okay. Then maybe it's not working exactly. I had the feeling personally that it was working when I restarted my game. But that's something to investigate in that case. If it doesn't change anything, it's supposed to change something. So if it's not working, it's not working. Hello, the number. Hi. So have you done a report related to that? Because that's maybe something that Undone need to start checking. It is supposed to work and change, and so if it's not working, that's not what it was intended, obviously. All right. That I could not know, you know. So I am not a technician personally. So you ask me technical things, I will answer you the dumb answer or the simple answer, because I do not have a technical mind at all. So it is no point to have a too smart discussion with me related to game development. Reserve that for Undone. I mean, I have played I'm a very experienced gamer, but I'm not an experienced technician. That's what I mean. There we go. We are destroying this little emberfly. She's cute, isn't she? Yes, it's a she, I decided. There we go, numbing agent. I look hot today? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm warm? I don't know what temperature it is. But there's day where I am cold and day where I'm not cold. Yes, obviously, as Zootastic. We too. That's why you need to talk about the game to your friends. And bring all the friends and all the guildies and all the people. Come and check out the game and give your feedback. Check those YouTube videos. Is that game interesting you? Need a named emberfly to drop glowy items so you don't have to have your torch out. A lot of people have requested that. I imagine that might be something we will come up with at some point. Maybe something you need to craft with emberfly parts. Yes, I did my bag. I had to do a second run because I lost it again. But I managed to escape the horrible spider area. So now we are in a beautiful emberfly area, which is a lot nicer. So by the way, guys, in case you do not know, Drindin is our executive producer and lore master. Drindin, aka John Gust. Just in case you didn't put the dot together as a refreshment. Hello, I said coffee. Hi, how are you doing? So Zutastic is saying, too many other options for players today versus back in the days when a queue and UPO were the only game you could play online. Yes, that's very true. But at the same time, we are not expecting us to be the next big game. So, well, it would be nice, obviously, but that's not exactly the goal. It's not to compete with all the big titles, but offer the experience that you don't have in those games. We are not trying to remake a sort of old school Final Fantasy or Elder Scrolls Online or whatever. Here it's very much about creating an experience that does not exist anymore. At least not with, well, because you can play EverQuest. I've never played EverQuest personally. I guess you could play EverQuest again, but first, now even with the legacy server, etc., the experience is not exactly the original experience you had back when the game started, which makes sense. Plus, it's really aged. Like, I don't really want to play EverQuest because it looks horrible to me. That never played it, and so I don't have this nostalgia attraction to it. I'm just like, okay, that's a little bit too old for me, guys. I'm sorry, but I need my nice graphics. So what we really want to create is not the big next game, but an experience that is sustainable, obviously, and that is unique for the player that are missing those experiences because there's no other game that propose them, because it's too risky. Because you're right, it is risky to create. It's not going to be the most popular things in the world, and it doesn't have to be. It just needs to be popular enough to be sustainable. So it is also nice to make enough money to keep the light on, no pun intended. Yeah, no, absolutely. It is needed to find the nice balance, but without betraying ourselves either. So we need to be a little bit courageous and bold and find the wisdom to see where the fine line is. To not be stubborn, but as well to not betray our... Oh, I'm so lucky with the dance and reflux and I don't need them. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope it was interesting for you. If you have any question, any comment, do not hesitate to ask them in the comments below. Check out the link I've provided for you as well that redirects you towards the thread I've been speaking about during this episode, as well as the content creator that you may want to check, aka Alice Blue for this week. You take care of yourself, and I will see you next time either on Twitch or on YouTube for another episode. See you soon. Bye.